Hey, is this Chris?
Yeah, this is Chris.
This is Garrett with the Smoky Mountain News. How are you today?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. Do you have a minute to chat?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I guess just to start, with the Wood Brothers and Medeski, Martin, and Wood, you have the idea of the power trio. What is it about that dynamic that speaks to you in terms of your musicianship and also the creative side of things?
Well, I mean, it's kind of a classic size for a group. You know, I think there's something about it that's big enough to have a full sound, depending on who's in the group. There's enough people to have a certain amount of counterpoint, rhythmic counterpoint, to make for a full sound. But it's also small enough that everybody in the group is crucial to the sound. So it is kind of this magic number, you know, it's enough to be big, but as small as you can get.
Well, it's one of those things.
Still be big.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those
versatile.
things.
You know, it's very versatile.
Well, you have enough space to explore, but you also can't hide behind anything.
Yeah, there's no hide, and that's a part of it. Every person is really crucial. So you know, it's very interesting because of course Oliver and I used to be a duo and has just a different dynamic. Or in the case of Medeski, Martin, and Wood, where we've added John Schofield sometimes, and it turns into a quartet. It completely changes the dynamic of the group. You know, suddenly the three of us can act as a rhythm section and back up Schofield or any other great soloist who joins us, and that's really fun for us to do and something that we're good at. But of course, as a trio, it's different. We don't really get to do that.
Yeah. Now I know MMW is a lot different from the Wood Brothers in terms of the approach, but what are some of the things that you applied from MMW to what the Wood Brothers have now become?
Well, when MMW started slowing down and this idea came up of starting a group with my brother, I guess what I liked about it, I heard a lot of singer-songwriter music out there where the songs were great, but I always felt the music could be more interesting. So I just felt like, as opposed to starting a different kind of instrumental band or some kind of jazz group, it was more interesting to me to take everything that I had experienced and learned through playing with MMW and see if I could somehow make that a part of a singer-songwriter context, you know?
Yeah. Well, there's those times where you see singer-songwriters and the lyrics are incredible and the voice is great, but there seems to be so much that's missing from behind it, you know?
Yeah, I think I just felt like there was room there to explore the possibilities, you know, to have great songs lyrically, imagery, but also to have great rhythm and interesting sounds, and just see what else could be done with it.
Yeah. What's been the biggest takeaway, or maybe what has surprised you the most about this musical journey alongside your brother?
Surprised me most. Well, I think you know, in hindsight, I was pretty. Even though I was already in my 30s and experienced a solid 15 years on the road with MMW and in the music business, I was still real naive in a lot of ways. And part of it was due to just what everyone told us. You know, with MMW, everyone said, "Oh, you guys are doing pretty good, but you know, if you had a vocalist, that's where the real money is. That's where." And of course, we didn't care about that. We just wanted to do what we were doing. But it made me think that when we started the Wood Brothers, like, oh, so this is going to be easy.
Yeah,
because it's vocals and songs, and people relate to that more. And of course, it wasn't easy. It was a very long, slow build for us. But thank God it was slow, because I feel like I had so much to learn. If it happened any faster, really, I think I wouldn't have been ready for it.
Yeah. Well, and it feels like right now, I mean, I've been following you guys for a while, and it's always been going at its own appropriate pace, but it feels like lately there's this urgency. I don't know, like every time I look on the tour dates, you guys are literally all over the map.
Yeah, I don't know if we're touring that much more. I mean, it's been ramping up. I guess as MOW slowed down, it really wasn't until I've lost track already, but I want to say about 4 years ago that MOW finally decided, okay, we're not touring this year, period. That was a big deal, because that had been my primary source of income and my job, for so many years. And so the Wood Brothers started about 12 years ago, and it's been this slow build of trying to build up the Wood Brothers so that when that year finally happened, the Wood Brothers could take the reins, and I could rely on that, to make a living. And so there was that. So that was a big deal. So, but when, of course, MMW stopped touring, then we could allowed us to tour full all year round, full time with the Wood Brothers.
Well, as a musician, though, I mean, you travel extensively around the country. What are you seeing these days? Where are we right now as a society?
That's a huge question. As a society.
Well, I mean, you get to see different landscapes and meet different people, and kind of just get kind of a taste of the corners of this country. I don't know if you what you're taking away from your experiences.
Well, of course, I'm hearing constantly how this country is divided and how polarized everything is. And I go to different parts of the country, and they're culturally really different, but they're all people, like, I guess it's just interesting to me if you watch TV, you think everyone's out there at each other's throats, but they're not. It's just people, that gets emphasized in the media. But I think my brother and I, what's the most important thing to us in terms of the music, why we do the music, why it's important that people come and see us, it's all about the connection and celebrating what we have in common. Yeah. I think that's just what we need these days. It's, the media and the internet, it's done strange things. The algorithms have divided us.
Well, just today, Instagram crashed. I think it still crashed for Android users or something like that, and all these people were just freaking out.
Okay, I didn't hear about that.
Well, I use mine for work and stuff, and mine's been down for the last day. But it's been funny is even just subconsciously picking up the phone and what I would normally go look at, and it's not there, and it's like, oh yeah, man.
Well, yeah, sure. We're all so many people are addicted to that, but also I'm referring to the algorithms, for example, that YouTube has. That anytime you look something up, their goal is to keep you on the site. So the next video that pops up has got to be a little edgier, a little more extreme, a little more, novel. So, if you're just trying to look up some kind of science video, before long, you're going to be recommended videos that told you that the moon landing never happened. Yeah. Or, you'd look up a Donald Trump rally, before you know it, you have a white supremacist video. So it's just everything. That's how they get people to stay on the site, is they want you just to, even if you look up something about vegetarian eating, the next video will be about, okay, well, what about vegan eating? They just want to go one more extreme all the time.
Always that rabbit hole.
So, and the result is that it's literally dividing people, because it's taking them down more extreme rabbit holes all the time. So it's nice to travel around and have people and meet people at the concerts and just say oh, here we are. This is reality. Here we are. These are just people. We have the same struggles and dealing with a lot of the same problems, and we also experience a lot of the same joys in life. And it's just nice to see and be reminded of what we have in common.